Hi, this is Kathy Kohler. I want to talk to you today about mindset. Carol Dweck, a number of years ago, wrote this book called Mindset, and it's all about the way we frame things. This particular way of framing things really affects our success in life, our happiness, the way we view the world, and I like to talk about these things. Maybe you do too. I'd like to invite you to join my meetup group in which we discuss things like mindset that affect our happiness. I will put a link in the notes, and if you're interested, please join me. So, mindset is basically broken down into two different types: fixed and growth. And the fixed mindset basically is that we can't change and that our skills and talents and intelligence, that it's fixed, that it just isn't going to change. Whatever it is, it is. And that can kind of affect the way we see the world and how successful we are. The other way is a growth mindset. And with that, we believe we can learn new skills, that our intelligence isn't just fixed, but that we can actually learn things, we can improve. And so that's kind of the core of it. And Carol Dweck talks a lot about college students and young people, but this can be applied to anybody, to adults and anybody of any age. So with the mindset characteristics, basically with the fixed point of view is that you believe you're intelligent and talents are static, that you avoid challenges to avoid failure. And because you just don't believe that you can actually get better and improve. You ignore the feedback from others because you think that you can't actually change, or you get easily offended by the feedback. You feel threatened by the success of others because it seems to reflect upon maybe your own failure. You hide flaws so as to not be judged by others. So you may be the person who pretends to know more than you really do, or you also like really personalize any sort of flaws. You believe that putting in effort is worthless. Like, what's the point? Because I am who I am. You view feedback as personal criticism, and you give up easily because of that. So with the growth mindset, the idea is that like I can change and I can grow. So you embrace lifelong learning. You believe intelligence can be improved. You put more effort to learn. You believe effort leads to mastery. You believe failures are just temporary setbacks. And you view feedback as a source of information. You willingly embrace challenges because it's a new opportunity to learn, because it's fun and exciting, and you don't see that that like if you don't do well, that it's like you're flawed or you're wrong or bad in some way. You view other success as a source of inspiration. So like you see, oh wow, they did well, and then you feel like, oh, I can do well too. Oh, they got an A. If I study hard enough, I can get an A. They got a promotion. If I work hard enough and I learn new skills, I'll get a promotion. You view feedback as an opportunity to learn. So here are some examples. And this is again when I wish that we were here as a group together and this wasn't just a video, because then we could all share our own examples. And these are just a few that I made up, but like if we were here, we could sort of cultivate a few more and, share some of our own personal experiences. So if I was a college student and I was having troubles making friends at my new school, if I had a fixed mindset, I'd say, nobody likes me. I will never make new friends. I'm such a loser. If you have a growth mindset, we think I will make new friends. It just takes time. I'm new here. And then we can also think of some actions that will like benefit us and to help the situation because it's not permanent. So I could go to some social events and I could talk to some classmates. Perhaps I could go to a meetup even. If I have a new job and I'm making some mistakes, if I have a fixed mindset, I'm going to say I'm stupid. I can't do anything. My boss thinks I'm stupid. He hates me. He's going to fire me. But if I have a growth mindset, I can think, well, I'm still learning. No one expects me to be perfect. And I can also think, you can also do some actions of like, I can brush up on some skills. I can ask some questions. I can do some like self-study. I can maybe stay a little bit later to get my work done. I can do whatever I need to do to improve. If you're looking for a job and you don't have very good skills, your skills are a little dated, or they're not what people are looking for in the market right now. If you have a fixed mindset, you're going to say, I'm never going to find a new job. My skills are old. I stayed too long at that job so that like now I can't get a new one. You're going to have like a real defeatist kind of an attitude. But if you have a growth mindset, you're going to say, I have experience. Maybe it's just not the right experience. I can brush up on my knowledge and learn some new skills. And some actions I might take is I might take a class. I might read about the industry. Maybe I'll seek out help from like a counselor who can help me like redo my resume or help me figure out what skills are marketable these days. I could go, there's a lot of different actions I could take. So if I'm traveling and I'm paying too much for everything, because a lot of places that we travel to don't have fixed prices. They may have, there's maybe room for negotiations, and maybe I'm not any good at it, or maybe I don't speak the language. And so this is one that's actually really true of me, is that I feel stupid. I feel taken advantage of. I feel a little bit mad and disgruntled. But if I have a growth mindset, I say to myself, you know what? I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. I will get better. I will get better the longer I'm here. And the more I travel, I'll start to be able to figure out how much I should be paying. And so some actions I might take is I might do research some prices online, or I might ask people. And then, and let's say, here's another example. I'm creating a new business and I'm having staffing issues. And I might think, if I have a fixed mindset, I might think, I will never find the right people. They don't do what I want. They're doing it all wrong. This just is not going well. And, this is just the beginning. What am I going to do? This is terrible. If I have a growth mindset, I say to myself, it might take some time to find some good people. I will work on being a better manager so that they know what they're doing, and I'll work more on training so they are better trained, better skilled. And some actions I might take is I might read up on hiring and managing. I may hire a consultant to work with me. I have a lot more possibilities. And so you can kind of start to see that like the fixed mindset kind of leads to sort of depression and anxiety, where a growth mindset kind of like makes us feel like, yeah, everything's okay. Maybe it's not perfect right now, but there's hope, and it kind of opens our heart a little bit. So how do we practice a growth mindset? With a fixed mindset, these are things we shouldn't say, which is, I'm finding this task hard because I'm stupid. I'm not naturally good at this sort of thing. With a growth mindset, we might say, this task is really hard, but because I'm still developing my problem solving skills in this area. With a fixed mindset, don't say this, I'm not a math person. I'd like to be, but it's just not one of my strengths. With a growth mindset, what we say is, I'm not a math person yet. I just need to keep working at it. With the fixed mindset, we might say, when I struggle with something, it means I'm a failure. But with a growth mindset, we should really be saying, when I struggle with something, it means I'm learning. With the fixed mindset, I say, I don't do great, but I tried my best. I didn't do great, but I tried my best. What's the point in trying again if it didn't get it perfect this time? So I tried, but what's the point of trying, because it just didn't work out? With the growth mindset, it says, yeah, okay, so I didn't do great, but I don't have to be perfect. It says this time, but we don't have to really be perfect anytime, right? I just need to grow and get better, and grow my understanding step by step. So I just need to like try my best and keep working at it. So the results of mindset is with challenges, the fixed mindset avoids them. With the growth mindset, they embrace them. With obstacles, they give up easily, and a growth mindset would persist in the face of setbacks and understand that they're learning, right? And with effort, the fixed mindset sees effort as fruitless or worse. They just feel it's it's there's no point in trying. Or they may even think, like if I put an effort, things are even get worse. So like, I don't know if you've ever had this experience. And I remember thinking this way in college, like sometimes it felt like the harder I studied, the worse my grades were. So, but if I had a growth mindset, which I didn't back then, and I'm still working on now, is I see effort as a path to mastery. So I could view like the exams as like, okay, now I know what I don't know. And I could try. With criticism, with a fixed mindset, we ignore useful negative feedback. Like we just take it to heart. We like feel bad about ourselves when we get fixed, when we get when we have a fixed mindset, when we get negative feedback from others, we take it really personally, we get defensive. But when we have a growth mindset, we have a mindset that we're learning, and that criticism, that feedback is an opportunity to learn. We don't like get defensive, even if the person's tone it maybe isn't so nice, that like maybe we're able to sort of hear a little bit better what their point is and to like think about it, reflect upon it. With the success of others, as I said earlier, we feel threatened by others' success if we have a fixed mindset. But with a growth mindset, we look to them to emulate them, and we learn from them and get inspired by them. So as a result, with a fixed mindset, people won't grow beyond wherever they are. They won't achieve their full potential. They won't keep going for mastery. They will sort of give up, and they will just like give into it, which sort of kind of becomes a feedback loop of like, I can't learn. Oh, look, I can't learn, so it sort of feeds into that mental framework that I can't learn. With the growth mindset, they achieve higher levels and they have a lot more sense of free will. So let's say if you have the growth mindset, you may get into a situation that really is not your strength. So you get into a job, it's not your strength. You really are not good at it. Even though you studied and you tried and you asked and you did everything you could, you don't feel defeated and you don't give up. You may decide that's not a great job for you, and you allow that feeling to motivate you to go. If you have a fixed mindset and you end up in a job that maybe just is not a great fit, you feel defeated and you may get stuck there, and then allow that to feed on, lower your self-esteem and to really just stay at a job that you're miserable in. But if you have a growth mindset, you think there's more opportunities and you'll give it a try and do something else. So that was it for the presentation. And again, I want to say, man, I wish you were here, because we could be talking about this in a meetup group and sharing our ideas and sharing our experiences. And I really would like to encourage you to reflect on this mindset. And when you find yourself out in the world, in your job or in places that you're learning, or even with your friends and family, you can kind of reflect on, where am I getting stuck with a fixed mindset? And where can I sort of open up my framework and really think about a growth mindset? Like, how could I change? How can I grow? What can I learn from this experience and not sort of get defeated? So, like I said, I'm going to put this in the meetup group in the notes. And I hope you sort of are able to join. There's a small fee, just sort of as like an earnest money kind of thing, because otherwise people sign up and then nobody comes, and that's really disappointing. So I want you to sort of come, but I'd also like to invite you to share your views on mindset in the comments below. So anyway, I hope maybe you found this interesting and valuable in some way. And maybe I'll see you sometime in the future. Bye-bye.